So in this segment, we're going to be talking about these absolute clowns taking victory laps over Brexit because the country hasn't collapsed. There was no immediate recession, according to this dude, even though we probably will be in some sort of recession once the government stimulus properly ends. And because all Tories know is austerity. So that's going to further cause a recession. Emergency austerity budget, that's going to happen after the pandemic ends, especially considering we've had a 4% hit to GDP because of Brexit and a 1.5 hit because of COVID. So definitely can see an austerity budget coming in. Surging interest rate and unemployment, that's kind of true, but we've got the opposite, which is a massive amount of vacancies and not enough people to fill those vacancies. Surging interest rates, the Bank of England have kept those low for economic reasons, because if you start having 5 and 10% interest rates, people are going to lose houses. The Bank of England, even though it's run by Andrew Bailey, isn't run by a bunch of clowns. But we'll see after the pandemic what happens. Peace in Europe under threat. Now that one, not really going to happen. The only ones who are going to cause violence in Europe are probably between the UK and France, and it'd be predominantly the UK causing that. Brain drain, well, if we weren't part of the Horizon programme, we probably would have saw a massive amount of brain drain, but there are less people coming here. Empty shelves this Christmas. Now, okay, let's have a look. So I'm going to cut to a video of a viewer who, he hasn't fully given me permission yet, but be cool, man. That's looking quite empty, isn't it? And point being is that, bruv, if we didn't import so much from the EU, you're looking at a lot of turkeys from the EU, and start importing meat, getting meat processed in the EU and then sent back here, we would have had a massive shortage. There were empty shelves. You can argue, oh yeah, we had turkeys and stuff. There were shortages of other products. We had massive problems. If we didn't do the emergency visas, it would have been far worse. So yeah, this victory lap this Paul Embry guy's taking here is just ridiculous. You even got, this isn't Christmas, this is January, but you've even got, right, shops like Tesco's filling up shelves full of Easter eggs, but it's not Easter. It's not Easter till March. Like, what's going on here? They got nothing. They want to fill up the shelves. They're desperate. So yeah, their shops are desperate to fill up shelves as much as they can. That's why they're putting things like pot noodles in the fridges. Pot noodles don't need to be fridged. Noodles don't need to be cold. Not those kind of ones anyway. It's ridiculous. You got Daron Grimes. It's been a year since the Brexit deal was agreed. Has anyone starved to death? No. I mean, is this the bar? Really? Has anyone starved to death? People have starved to death. Do you know what? Because of COVID, though. Not because of COVID, sorry. Because of austerity, though. Maybe look at that one, mate. Have we run out of medicines? No. I mean, we've only just started doing import checks. Why would we run out of medicine? They weren't being checked at the border. They now are. The UK government has even hired a specialist company in case we do have shortages of medicines. You already have stories of pharmacies having to give substitute medicines out to patients. So shortages of cold medicines as well. So have we had an absolute shortage of medicines? No. But we have talked previously on the channel about how pharmacies are nervous, how there are small shortages of cold medicines, how pharmacists are giving out other kinds of medicines to people. Why? Because they don't have the exact medication they need. So again, this one here, debunked. Has there been chaos at Armageddon at the ports? I mean, we've only been doing import checks for 5 days. And you've got what? A weekend. So 2 of those days was a weekend. One of them was a bank holiday. And you've got another 2 here. And let's not forget here that trade typically is slightly lower in January. You've got here slightly lower in January up to April. We're going to look at these statistics properly in another video. January slightly higher than February, slightly higher than March, but a bit higher than April. So sometimes it does vary year on year. 2019, you've got there, slower in January, slightly higher in February, and then much higher in March, and then lower down in April. It depends. It depends on what's going on. But you can see here, January, it can be lower, and then it goes on. We had a pandemic there. Point being is, especially at the start of January, there are trade lulls. It picks up in the month. But at the start, the first few days, there isn't a massive influx of trade for the first week or so of January. And if we actually look at one of these other stories I wanted to cover, which is, where's that Bloomberg article gone? There it is. Firms hit by new Brexit red tape as IT system stops trucks. You've got stories of IT systems stopping trucks, which have impacted companies like Honda. We're going to go through this article separately when I go to debunk another Telegraph article. But trade is generally slow in the first week of January. There's a lot of imports in December because of Christmas. But the kind of the victory lap these gentlemen are taking is just insane. Leave voters. We won't starve to death. We won't run out of medicines. There won't be Armageddon. Is a measure of success. Like, this is crazy. This is crazy. Like, honestly, this is the bar these guys have set. And like, fair enough, there was hyperbole on the Remain side of the referendum, but some of it has come true. And once we start doing full import checks this year, we'll see what happens. But this guy, a trade unionist and a writer, Paul Embry, like, mate, like, give your head a wobble, mate. Honestly, and if there was mass unemployment, you'd be out of a job potentially. But honestly, mate, look at this immediate recession. Like, let this pandemic end and we'll see what happens. They can't do austerity during a pandemic yet. That's insane. You're talking about massive deaths. You're talking about massive unemployment at that point. The only reason we didn't have a huge amount of unemployment sort of this year, the last 2 years, is because of the furlough scheme. These people, man. Also, you've got government subsidies to car manufacturers to keep jobs here, which would require further analysis. But honestly, if this is the bar, right? Surging interest rates and unemployment, emergency austerity budget, immediate recession, and then you've got this clown, which is anyone starved to death, have we run out of medicines, has there been chaos and Armageddon at the ports, did it lead to a flight of jobs to Paris? Actually, services have been leaving, and the EU is gearing up another shot at taking away more services from the UK because we're not teammates anymore, we're competitors. That's how it is now. Don't make me pull out that clip of Kai again. Don't make me do it, dog. But yeah, this is the bar they've set. I am quite frustrated, as you can tell, just because these guys keep moving the goalposts continuously from, oh yeah, we'll do trade deals around the world and we'll keep access to a single market and the customs union and do trade deals with America, to has anyone died of starvation yet? Even though we've only been doing import checks for like 5 days. In fact, he tweeted this, right? There is a backlog on the channel. He tweeted this December 21st, before any import checks even happened. So let's see, anyone starved to death? No, because we're not doing import checks. Have we run out of medicines? No, because we're not doing import checks. Has there been chaos at the border? No, because we're not doing import checks. This is happening to an extent. We've been unable to sign trade deals. The only trade deals we've signed, right, like new deals, add 0.01% or minus 0.01% respectively to our GDP. And even then, that's best case scenario. Worst case scenario, it's minus 0.01% to our GDP respectively. So honestly, this guy, absolute spin merchant. Why am I covering him? I don't know. I really just can't be asked for these people. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. These people deserve to get ratioed, to be honest. I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Support the channel on Patreon if you can. And maybe I'll go buy some Easter eggs in January. See you next time.